couple steps we need to go over first, and just write them down with me before we do an example. Don't start going crazy because you don't understand what it means that you're writing down. You will understand it once we do an example. You'll see that, oh, it's simple and makes sense. So the first step is you're going to move the minus sign so that over to, move it over to the second number, leaving a space. So we're going to take that minus sign that's in the middle and move it to the second number, which leaves a space. You're then going to now put a plus between the numbers and put a parentheses around the second number and that minus sign that you just moved. Right, so you move that minus sign over, and you can go ahead and even then put the parentheses around now that minus sign and that number, and then you're going to put a plus sign between the two numbers. Okay, so now what we've ended up with is what we did yesterday, right? If I did that. Because if I put a plus sign between the two numbers and the minus sign's moved over, I'm now just adding integers, huh? And let's not number this 3, actually. Let's put a star. This is really important, huh? Alright. If you see two minus signs, or like a minus sign and a negative, kind of like those examples right over there on the right side. What you're going to end up doing, you're going to change them both to a plus sign. So now, even on those, if I changed both of them to a plus sign, once again I have an addition problem, right? So if I'm now at an addition problem, what can I do to solve? Just what we did on Friday, right? So now just solve addition problem, or adding integers problem. Alright, so now that all the confusing stuff's out of the way, let's practice it so you can see how it works and then it'll all make sense. Alright, 14 minus 24. What's the first thing I need to do? Move the minus over. So I'm going to rewrite it, me personally. So I got 14. I move that minus sign right there. Now what? Put that plus in between them, right? So, and the parentheses, right? So I can see it. Now what do I have? It's just addition, right? Didn't we do this on Friday? And we saw it was easy, so what do I do now? Think back to it. What happens? Are the signs different or the same? Different. What do we do when they're different? Subtract, right? Good job. Way to remember. So 24 minus 14? 10. And what was left to do once you subtract? The bigger number of digits sign, right? Which one's bigger, 14 or 24? 24, and it's what? Negative. So my answer is negative 10. You see how we moved the minus sign over, put the plus between them, and then it's just what we did on Friday. Alright, let's do the next one. -3 minus 8. First thing I do, what?
Move the subtraction sign.
So I'm going to move it over. I'm going to rewrite it. -3, and now I have a -8. What next?
Put an addition sign.
Put an addition sign. What next, Ben?
Solve.
I can solve or put the parentheses if I need to, right? So I can just kind of see better. And now I can just solve, right? So signs, same or different? Same. So what do I do?
Change what you add. Sorry.
Huh?
Change subtraction.
Whoa.
You add to
Hold on. I want everybody to see this. Because this is a mistake everybody's going to end up getting in a hurry making or getting confused on is. I know we have 2 negatives. And so I heard over here that you need to change them both to a positive. But what it is.
Yeah, put on each other.
Yeah, on each other. It's if you see 2 negatives on each other. Then change both. Thanks for pointing that out there, Wyatt. It's the way I had it written. You're right, but the thing is I was wrong. I didn't write it all the way out. So if they're on each other, but are those 2 negatives on each other?
No.
What do they have separating them?
Plus.
A plus sign, so they're not on each other. So now what's all left to do? It's just like we did Friday, right? Same or different signs? Same. What are you doing there the same, Tuck?
You when they're on top of each other.
Huh?
I'm paying attention.
Look at your notes from Friday real quick. Turn back.
Oh, from Friday?
Yeah. When I have an addition and then the signs are the same, what do I do?
Oh, you just add them and then put the...
Alright, so I add them. 3 plus 8? 11. And then what else, Tuck?
Then you put the sign that they were both...
And what were they?
Negative sign.
Negative. Alright, stay with us. Alright, one more of this style. -5 minus 9. You confused, Raina?
It said if you see...
Hold on. Before you ask, why don't you just walk me through this one, and then we'll do one of these. Because I think your question is going to be about these, right? Yeah, when there's 2 of them. Okay. So -5 minus 9. What's the first thing I do? Huh? What's the first step? Well, the minus sign over to the 9. So I now have this, right? What's next, Cody?
Put parentheses. Add the plus sign.
Plus sign and the
Parentheses.
parentheses. Good job. Now what? Are they touching? Are they on each other? The 2 minus signs? There's a addition sign, subtract them, right? So, Stephen, what do? -5 plus -9.
You could just do 9 plus 5 and then
9 plus 5 is
14 minus 14. And then just
14.
put your negative.
And I put the sign they had, right? Alright, now.
Narena, did we change things Friday when you saw -5 plus -9? Did we change anything? Go back to Friday. Did we change anything? That star's messing you up. We haven't seen a problem that uses the star yet. Okay? Those first 3, after we've slid over and put a plus, those just turn into Friday's work. We are about to see some that we got to use a star. Okay? It's all right.
Okay. Now, I saw another question in the back. This is where everybody, this is the confusing part, or what's been confusing you. When I look right at this, if I were to move, like we've been doing, I already have the negative, right? And you said to move the minus over, so it'd now be like that. Do I have 2 minuses on each other?
It's -2.
It's -2, right? You can't do that. So this is where the star comes in. And if you see 2 of them on each other, what does it say do? Change both.
Addition sign.
So I now have 6 plus positive 2.
Okay, we forgot to put our first plus sign for number step 2,
Oh.
sorry. So really we got a plus, plus, plus.
There. 3 pluses. But now all it is what? It's really 6 plus 2, right? And it's just 8. That's it.
So all you do is just change both of those to 1 plus 2.
Hold on, we're going to do a lot more examples of it. Because I think I heard someone say it just totally blew my mind. Alright,
All of it.
next one. First step. I'm going to move the minus sign over to the second number, right? So now I have minus 8, and minus 5. And step 2 says what? Put a plus sign between the numbers, right? So here's what I have right now. Alright, everybody with me? All I did is move the minus sign over to the second number, and I added a plus sign between the two numbers. Now, do I have 2 minus signs on each other? And what do I do when I have that?
You change them both to a plus sign.
Change them both to a plus sign. Now, what's really my new problem?
8 negative minus 5.
Whoa.
Or 8 plus negative
I have negative 5,
plus 8.
and all these pluses really is just plus 8. Now, that's just what we did Friday, right? Right?
Right?
So you see how we changed it to what we did Friday. Now we just solve like we did on Friday. So what do? Signs are different. Signs are different, so what do? Park.
You change it to put a plus sign by the 11.
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh.
I haven't solved anything. What do, Tuck?
Now you add them together.
Add them together.
No, you
Now,
subtract
Parker,
them. No,
back to you.
You find which one's bigger, and the plus is the biggest one. So
What's the first thing we wrote down in the notes, Christian?
The signs are different.
So I do what?
So you subtract.
Subtract 8 and 5. What do I get? 3. Now, Parker, what were you saying? With the signs. On that one, what's left? The signs are different. I did the subtract part, but what do I know?
Positive,
It's positive. Why?
because the positive one's the bigger one.
Because 8's bigger than 5. Right. Now, 4 minus negative 11. Riley, walk me through it. I can tell you're confused. We're going to walk through it. Everybody watch closely. What's the first step it says over there? All the steps.
Move the subtraction sign over the second number.
Okay, so I have my 4 still the same. And my negative 11 is still the same. But I'm going to move this minus sign right here with it. So now I have a 4 and a minus 11. Now what? Step 2.
Put a plus sign between numbers and put parentheses on the second number and add a subtraction sign. Wait, no.
Add is what?
And subtract. Oh, and subtract.
But,
Put the parentheses around.
so I got the parentheses around my minus 11. What does it say now? The star. This is where it gets important. Look at it.
Two subtraction signs on each other, change both to.
What do you see right here in what I rewrote? 4 plus minus 11.
There's two subtraction signs.
So what am I going to do? What's it going to turn into?
Plus signs.
Plus signs. So now it is, so 4 plus positive 11.
15.
And that's all it's saying is 4 plus 11. Right? So the answer is 15. Because the other two, you were probably just looking right here instead of reading. If you do the steps, step by step, the steps and do it, it was easier, right? Like you just said. That one was easy, but the other ones didn't seem that way. Alright, let's look over here. I still got everybody with me, or there's too many minds blown? You're confused, Ben? Oh, you're here? Okay. I thought you said you're confused. Alright, so the first one, negative 15 minus 5. First thing I do, yeah.
Move the minus or whatever negative sign over to the second number, leaving the six.
Alright. So now I have negative 15, negative 5, and I have a space right here. What do I do with the space? Ron?
You put a plus sign in the space.
Put a plus sign. And a parentheses, right? So now what do I do? Ross?
Why couldn't you just do 15 minus 5? You get 10, and then since 15 is bigger, put the thing in.
Oh, we'll see right here. Watch, because you just said your answer was going to be 10, negative 10. Watch. So what do I do now? The signs are the
Same.
same. So what do I do, Christian?
Add.
Add them. So I get 15 and 5 equal
20.
20. And the signs are the same, so
Just put the same sign.
negative. So the answer is negative 20.
Oh, that's when
You
it's
see?
different. Right?
Yeah, it's exactly. There you go. Good question, though. I'm sure a lot of people were thinking that. All right. So here's a confusing one. Negative 10 minus negative 6. Kylie, what do I do first?
Move the negative sign over to the second number.
So now I have negative, negative 6, right? And negative 10, and I got this space right here. Now, Abby, what do I do? Parentheses around the second number, and what do I put in the space?
A plus sign.
Plus sign. And now I can solve?
No, you gotta,
What do I got, Wyatt?
you gotta put plus sign because the both negative signs are on each other.
You see two negative signs on each other, don't we? Right here. Two negative signs on each other. So they turn into what? Both to a plus sign. So now what's my new problem, really? Just plus 6, right? So now what? Just like we did Friday, huh? What do you do, Kirsten?
You add them, and then you take the bigger numbers.
Ooh, add them. So what are the signs? Same or different? Different. What's your note say from Friday if they're different? What do you do? Subtract them. So what do I get? I get 4 when I do 10 minus 6, and then I keep the bigger one sign, right, which is the 10, and 10 is negative? Sleep? Little? Is this confusing? A lot?
But why did you add it up there when it said subtract?
There's your key.
Step 1.
That's what I said. Trust me. Trust me. Yes, we're subtracting is the title, but we're not necessarily subtracting. Just like Friday says we were adding, but sometimes we didn't. Did we, girlfriend? You can't trust what the title says. You got to trust what do you do when you have that title.
Just think of it this way, 'cause the word example is going to help you understand that in money ways. So read that for me, Riley.
Riley has negative $127 in her checking account. She then charges $47 to her account. What is her balance now?
Alright, so think about it as this. She's already overdrawn, right? She spent too much money shopping. So she owes the bank $127. But when you owe the bank, you still have your credit debit card, right? She then goes to the mall and charges another $47 to her account.
Stupid.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
So, basically what we have here, you can think of this the same way. She owed the bank already $15, that's what she had in her account, and then she took out another $5, didn't she? So it's going to be the same thing, so think about this that way.
Oh, so you just add it.
She has a minus $127, right? That's what she already did. So what's the rest of the problem when I set it up? If I charge $47, what type of math are we doing?
Subtraction.
Subtracting, right? Because if I put money in, then it'd be adding. But she took out 47 more, so it's minus 47, right? So here's my problem. Let's set it up. Now what do? Everybody looking at your notes or at the board one for the steps, unless you got them memorized already. So.
No, if the signs were the same, change it to a plus sign.
Hey,
Cool. So, well, what do we have? Right now, what type of math do we have? We have subtraction, and what you just read was from Friday. We have to get it to that, don't we? So then we can do that. So how do we get it there first, Kylie? What did you say?
We have a negative sign over to the second number.
We move the negative sign to the second number. So now here's what I have is those two numbers, but I have a space. What's left? Anna?
You add the addition.
The addition sign. And I'll put a parentheses around there just so I can see it. Now, Riley Kelton, what'd you say we do? Now we have an addition. So what do? What'd you say? Signs are the same. So what do?
Add together and keep the sign.
127 plus 47. You said add them together. What does that come out to?
174.
You do it on your page or your head? Good job.
I got on page.
And now what's left? Am I done?
No, add the minus.
Why?
Because both of them are negative signs.
Both of them are negative, and in our notes from Friday, you keep it, right? Negative 174. Do you want to do some more examples?
No.
Are you sure of the